Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to make a simple macro in SketchUp using this stringer. For an example of what this is a dynamic component. Um, Basically, it's got different options, changes. The thing is, in order to build this stringer with dynamic components, I had to make each and every one of these faces. I'll open Outliner, see how many components are in here. So after I use this component, I'm left with all these individual dynamic components, and my goal is to get it down to just one stringer component. Let's see. So yeah, so let's say this is my stringer that I'm going to be dealing with. So at this point, after using the component, what I would have to do is edit the component. Then I would have to select everything and explode, at which point I can run generate faces, which is part of tools on surface, and then I would close the component, and now I'm left with just one component called stringer with my dimensions that I entered dynamically. So anyways, I'm going to use this, make a macro to automate the whole cleaning up of it and whatnot. So let me go back. So what you do, open Automator. You get different types of things that you can build. I'm going to build a service. Choose that. We'll go up here. The service is going to receive nothing. Basically the different options are you could like highlight text, in which case the service would accept text, and then you could say you're going to email that or whatever. But for this, it's no input. We're just going to have this service run a series of keystrokes. You could have it to where it's in any application, but I'm going to set this one up to where it just shows up in SketchUp. So, you won't be in Safari and you'll have this like, I hate how Google, it puts it in this folder. So, right, so service receives no input in SketchUp. We're going to use the run Apple script. Just double click on that. It's in the utilities, run Apple script. So now we've got a Apple script. It's basically the same as Apple script editor, but it's inside of, where'd it go? It's inside of Automator. So let's delete what's there. First thing we're going to type is on run, and then there'll be an end run. We're going to use system events. So you would say tell application quote system events, and then there would also be an Intel for that. This little hammer compiles it, gets it all fancy looking. So basically, when this service runs, system events is going to control it. For my component, there were 5 steps. It's going to be, I got to edit the component, select all, explode, generate faces, then exit. I have keystrokes set up for each one of those things. So yeah, we just tell it to do keystrokes. So the first thing is I wanted to edit the component. I have that set up as Shift E, in which case I just put a capital E. Capital E is Shift E, lowercase e is just E. So the first step, Shift E, edit component. Second step that I want to do is learn how to spell. Then the next one is select all, which is Command A. So it's a lowercase a, using Command down. That's just saying this keystroke is going to simulate A while holding the Command key. Then I needed to explode everything. My shortcut for explode is K, lowercase k. Next is generate faces. I have Shift G, so it's a capital G. And then exit component, I have, there's an R in there. I have a capital, it's Shift G control Shift G, so it's capital G using, geez Louise, using control down. So that's the 5 keystrokes I want to make this macro out of. I can compile it, make it look fancy. If there's an error in here when you push this, it's going to tell you. So yeah, that's it. That's my macro. At this point, I'll save it. Let's call it, I'm going to call it a dynamic component stringer or whatever. Then I save it. And now in SketchUp, under the SketchUp menu in the services, you see it shows up DC stringer. So that's my macro for this. So I would just select that and then run my macro, and it just did all of that for me. You know, so when I mess with this dynamic component, I just do that and it handles the rest. Again, now I'm just left with one single component, all faced, all nice. It's solid, you know, it's a solid component. So it's super simple. This can get, you can go a lot further. I'll put some examples later of like some more intensive stuff, but I think I'll keep it like this for starters, just to keep it simple. Your scripts, they're actually going into your user library. I have my library hidden. If you're on Lion, the way to get to this, the easiest way to get to this is go to the Finder, go and hold down Option in your library. See, it's Option key. That's how you can get to your library. So it's user library services, and then there's my workflow I was just working on. So if you want to delete it, you would delete it from that folder, or you can edit it, save it as a version, update it, whatever. So yeah, try out something like that, and then we'll get into some more complex stuff later. Okay, good luck.